Welcome everybody, Uhfgood here, and in this block we are going to go back to Blender 3D Noob to Pro. Now, there is a little tiny problem with naming that I did early on. So actually let's go to YouTube Studio Beta so I can see the videos kind of like in an order here. Go to videos. And actually, in this one, we are... Actually, let me see something here. Visibility. Private. Apply. I want to see how many private ones are. So, basically, only one day out right now, which is fine. But, okay, so now let's not do that. And instead, let's just go to... Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need to do 50, and then I need to, it's like June something. Okay. John Lemon part 30, 26. Okay, John Lemon. Blender 3D Noob to Pro. Okay, so you notice we're on 60, so this will be 61, but problem here is 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Okay, we're going to go again. 40, 39, 38, 37. Okay, and then we've got some more John Lemons. John Lemon. And then 36, there we go. So 37, 36. Okay, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. Right. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. And then we go back to 12, 11, 10, 9. Now these are just the names. They're off. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Apparently, I don't have it actually written down in my text file, but the video description. But so basically, what we did is we did 1 through 8, then we did 9 through 12, and then we did 9 through 12 again. And so we're not actually supposed to be at 60. We're supposed to be at 64. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to name it from 65. So 65, 66, 67, 68, and then retroactively rename these to where they fit their numbering system. So I'm not going to do that right this second, because I should get into, I should actually just get into the to the wikibook. But I just I realized, I looked through them and I realized how I numbered them, and so now I'm gonna have to like renumber all those ones up until 64, which is fine, but it takes a while, and I don't know what real effect it would have, but I just don't think I want to have it screwed up like that. Okay, so now here, see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anyways, so let's go up to Okay, let's see something here. Noob. Okay. From the top. $60. Last time we cleaned up some vertices, smoothed everything out, added substance for now there's an odd seam. I need to figure out how to fix that. I thought I did that. Finalize the simple man. Oh, well, I probably did do that. I was trying to do, okay, it's how I was naming it. So, what were we doing? I know it's going to take this whole video just to get caught up to this specific thing here. But, modeling, okay, so the simple man. So basically, I think the next thing that we were to work on was this overview with the textures and stuff, right? And maybe it's just reading. I don't know. We'll see. You know. So that's what we're doing just right now. So right now we are going to see here. Okay. So 3D graphics, materials, textures are nearly as important as shapes. Scenes would be boring if all the objects were gray. The material system in Blender allows you to model a wide variety of materials and how they interact with light. The next few modules will introduce the available options. Now, I've actually downloaded Blender 2.8, our release candidate 2, which means it's even a little bit different than what I've been using. And I did that partly because there's a deal with the lights that somehow, for some reason, didn't show up in that older beta. There's like strength, and there's a couple things in there that didn't actually show up for some weird reason. I don't know if it was gone or if they was just moved or whatever. And I figured it out now, but it's just a little bit different now. I just decided to go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter because when they come up with the Armory 0.7, they're going to come out with the new Blender 2.8 anyways, so it should be fine. Okay, 3D graphics. Okay. Note that material and texture settings are renderer specific. This page and the following ones describe settings appropriate to the Blender internal renderer, which is gone now. So all they're doing now is cycles and EV, and I don't know if there's others, but those are the two main ones. Which is the one selected by default when you open a new Blender document. Other renderers, both built into Blender and external, are available. You'll learn about these in advanced rendering. Okay, so I don't know if we can even completely discard this or what, but we're going to figure out what materials are. I kind of know what a material is versus a texture. Texture would be like an image or a set of images, you know, including normal maps and junk like that. That's an external thing to help describe what's on an object. A material is basically just what it says. It's a material. It's a color. It's, you know, it's probably procedurally generated. It's got, you know, different values like, you know, specular diffuse, you know, shininess, roughness, that kind of stuff. Okay, material versus texture. This is going to tell us anyways. Material defines the optical properties of an object. Its color, whether it's dull or shiny. Texture is a pattern that breaks up the uniform appearance of the material. Very few objects in the real world have completely uniform surfaces. Instead, most of them have a patterning or variation in color. Consider the grain in a piece of wood, the pile in a carpet, or the mortar in a brick wall. Okay. Blender allows textures to influence materials in various ways, such as altering their colors. Multiple textures can interact with each other to produce interesting effects. Note that the textures have to be attached. To materials. Okay. Blender allows textures to influence materials in various ways, such as altering their colors. Multiple textures can interact with each other to produce interesting effects. Note that textures have to be attached to materials to affect objects. You cannot apply a texture to an object without a material. Okay. Got that. Good. Other material settings. Additional settings you can specify for a material include shaders, ray tracing, and halo. I don't know if we'll be doing some advanced stuff. This might be completely different because the way it does materials, it does like via shader and the node stuff. So you create a material and then you have all these options, and this might be completely different from this old version, especially now that 2.8 is nearing completion. Okay, so shaders determine how the appearance of material varies with the angle of the light. Diffuse shaders give a non-shiny look, while specular shaders give a mirror-like finish. Blender's material settings always involve both kinds of shaders. You can adjust a material's diffuse and specular colors separately to control their respective effects. You can set the specular color to black. The surface will no longer produce reflections. Ray tracing is a technique for modeling the physical path of light through the scene. It is capable of producing exquisite reflection effects, including different degrees of reflectivity, translucency, and transparency, and representing materials with different indexes of refraction. Blender provides two separate groups of ray tracing settings, one for reflection of light and the other for its transmission through the material. You can control these settings on a per material basis. Halo rendering means that an object no longer looks like solid matter, instead it appears to be made of bits of light. This can be useful for real-world effects like fire, smoke, plasma, or to create fantasy effects with no connection to reality. Note the reflections produced by ray tracing are separate from that produced by specular shader. The former are controlled by the material's mirror color, while the latter is controlled by its specular color. Reflection is done in two different ways because while ray tracing produces the most realistic renders, it is also very CPU intensive. It is therefore best to apply ray tracing effects when you're completely done with your modeling to help reduce high CPU usage. Enough practice with ray tracing can also help you get stunning effects with just a few clicks without you having to do much trial and error. You would do well to dedicate at least a few hours of your time to experimenting with it, so in the future real production situation you will be spared all the hassle. Okay, so we're going to end this video, and then we'll see you in the next video where we'll continue on.